Those glasses have like this really mean glare for them. Let me get me some water here. As I was stating, I'm not the only person that was thinking about Hunter Biden. Yesterday, remember how we just randomly thought of Hunter Biden yesterday? Just randomly? Check her out. All right, you guys, happy Monday. Look alive, look alive. No, you are not dreaming. The trailer that you saw online is very real. Hunter Biden was in this house with Brigitte doll. So we are officially living in upside down land. And I'm going to tell you guys how that came to be. Plus, Turning Point USA made another, a little blunder. In my view, the move they made over the weekend is basically just a confirmation that the video of Charlie Kirk appointing Erica Kirk as the CEO is fiction. It probably exists, but it's likely AI, according to me and people with brain cells. We feel like we've seen enough, okay? And on that note, Paramount's not so tactical. Their resident PR doofus, the number one defender of the web, it turns out that he scored a payout from the Department of Defense in September, the month that Charlie Kirk died. That's interesting, right? And people rightfully have some questions about that. Welcome back to Candace. That damn music. I'm glad to go on the commercial. She did an interview with Hunter Biden. Where's the trailer? I haven't seen it. Hopefully she'll show up. All right, let's begin with Hunter Biden because how on earth did it happen, right? Right. Woke up this morning, you expected a lot of things to go down. Mondays are typically the worst. I mean, but you did not expect uh, Hunter Biden and Candace Owens. You did not expect that collision of human beings. And that is what is circulating online. Take a listen to our trailer. So the FBI has had physical possession of Hunter Biden's, which reportedly contains, well, a lot of disturbing material. You have access to that actual. We found Hunter Biden guilty of 3 felony gun charges. By the jury decision, I will do that, and I will not pardon him. Oopsies, he lied. He pardoned a crackhead. Hunter Biden, welcome to the Candace Up. My God. Wow. I mean, my mind is blown once again because we were literally watching Hunter Biden yesterday with Sean Ryan, and look at this. Oh my God. You call me a crackhead many times. The truth of the matter is, I was a crackhead. He was a crackhead. You know what the laptop proved? That you were a crackhead. There you go. Marriage fell apart, and it just started to. Hello, hello, hello. My brother called me and said, "This has got to stop," and it forced me into a choice. And the choice was, do I get out of bed and live, or do I die? DC is corrupt. Politics is corrupt. Something's changed. And it's not left or right. The DC elite of the left, they crushed my dad because he was never part of that club. He was never part of the Epstein class. You know one thing he didn't do? He didn't greenlight to turn Gaza into a Trump golf course. With the maitre d' being Jared Kushner. War in Iran that they started. Every president before him was pressured by the Israelis. I do think there was something about the Charlie Kirk assassination that everyone just sort of looked up. The people that Charlie Kirk made, the level of disloyalty or fear, I don't know what it is. And the criticism of you for asking the questions for someone who was like a brother to you, it's like, what the F were you talking about? I listen to you and I go, right on. The Acts of John, there is a thing that Christ says, you must learn to suffer as I do in order to be able not to suffer. And that is the greatest lesson When is it dropping? Thursday? 5/20 on Thursday? Oh, hey.
I
Yeah.
told you guys, it is real. It is not AI. It happened. He wanted to take Brigitte doll. I said, you can't take Brigitte
You
doll.
cannot take Brigitte, honey.
I would say that stranger things have happened, but maybe they actually haven't. Maybe they actually have. Maybe this is the strangest thing I said.
That is so crazy. Okay, so then that means that we're gonna have to finish Sean Ryan. We're gonna have to finish Sean Ryan by Thursday. Oh no.
I don't want to give anything away. I
Okay.
can say
Don't.
confidently that
Give it the
when it
thumbs
comes to the show,
up.
I think it will be one of top two most impactful interviews that we've ever done.
Oh,
And I am talking about, I would rank Phil Turney and the USS Liberty
that one was a good
interview
one.
as number one.
Yeah.
I think the interview is going to be number two.
Okay.
I think you will be blown away. I can tell you how it came about. It was rather
Sure.
serendipitous. If you have been watching this show for a while, you know that back, I don't remember when it was, Hunter Biden gave an interview to Andrew Callahan that was kind of going viral. I watched it and I was just sort of like, what was that? Like, I wasn't expecting it because it was refreshing in.
Who was Andrew Callahan? Hold on, just give me a second. I'm trying to figure out who was Andrew Callahan. Did I watch that one? Is that the the one that put Hunter on? Okay, hold on. Yeah, I think that's Andrew. Callahan. Yeah, with Hunter Biden. Um, I think that's yeah, that's him. That's him. That's how I learned. Yeah, okay. I had to make sure I knew who Hunter his I forgot his name. I ain't been over there in his streets in a minute. Andrew Callahan,
That we have
yes.
been so gaslit over
Mm-hmm.
the last 2 years.
Oh,
uh, Politicians just lying about everything.
mm-hmm.
What do you mean the Epstein files? We're talking about the Epstein files. When I saw him just owning the fact that he was a crackhead, I was like, well, there's something different.
Exactly.
There is something different. He was going after George Clooney. He was going
Mm.
after his side, Jake Tapper. And I just thought, okay, he's obviously fed up and just done with politics in general and saying whatever.
Hello, can I?
Anyway, I had made an effort way back then to try to get in touch. It didn't work. And this a couple of weeks ago, I was at a dinner. I was speaking to somebody who I won't reveal who it was, but I was speaking to somebody at this dinner. We were just having a chat. What's the best interview you've ever done? Easy. I said, Phil Turney. What would be your number one interview that you would want to do? That was the
Mm.
question that came my way. And I said, ooh, I don't know, because I don't do too many interviews. I'm not really itching to interview anyone because I'm so bored with politics. I'm just done with politics after the Charlie Kirk assassination. Then I said, you know what? Actually, I would rank Hunter Biden up there. I would rank Hunter Biden as top three interviews that I would like to do. Lo and behold, that person the next day called me and said, if you want to do it, we can make it happen next week.
Mm.
And I had no idea that they had communication with Hunter Biden or that they
Hmm.
knew anybody that knew him. And sure enough, we made it happen. So, like I said, I don't want to give anything away.
It's not what you know, and it's not who you know, but it's who know you.
I think whatever you are guessing it's probably going to be flipped onto its head. I
Okay.
have no doubt that you are going to love this interview. It will drop this Thursday, and I very much look forward to all of the surrounding commentary.
Indeed. I can't wait.
Moving on.
Go
So,
ahead. Hurry up.
or I should say, as you saw in the trailer, Hunter
Hmm.
Biden and I did in fact discuss Charlie Kirk
Of course.
because it's weird. You didn't need Hunter Biden to tell you that it's weird.
Right.
Everyone left and right all across the world knows it's weird.
Hmm.
Turning Point USA has a lot of money and they have a lot of power. And what happened over the weekend finally put Kirk within a context that I can understand.
What happened?
If
What
you
the
don't,
fuck happened over the weekend? I'll be off, so I'll be chilling. And I'll be on X.
Kirk is the COVID vaccine. Okay. No one can debate this. I'm right. It's a fact. She has been introduced to the public with the exact same PR scripts, the exact same emotion, with the exact same global institutional governance and backing. Uh, Erica Kirk is the COVID vaccine, and we're now on the fourth booster. So that's fourth booster is like when everybody knows that they're lying and they know that it's corrupt. And still, they're just going to keep attempting to force it upon the population, not just on the adults, but now on the kids,
Uh-oh.
right? Club America is for high schoolers, and that's coming too. You're going to take her too. And just like COVID in the beginning, there was a global emergency, right? People were fearful. Charlie Kirk died, and the world felt uncertain. Didn't know who to look to. We're looking for some sort of authority. People wanted to do their part and believe that they could come together. We wanted to believe the news media that we were all in this together and experiencing this pain of losing Charlie Kirk. Suddenly, a star is born. Instant stardom. Dr. Fauci, but this time we've got Erica Kirk being foisted upon the public. And then things got weird.
Uh-oh.
And they got weird pretty quickly,
Oh.
right? This is like nurses are doing TikTok dances. We don't
Mm.
really know why. Erica starts making the evil eyes, and we're unsure. We're all in this together, turned into Turning Point is my family.
Mm-mm.
People had questions about how quickly this was being rolled out. The vaccine, Erica Kirk, like really, Erica Kirk is going to be appointed the CEO and chairman this soon, a couple of days after. Doesn't she need time to grieve?
Mm.
Shouldn't she maybe take a beat,
Mm.
go home, be with her kids?
Mm.
Right now, all of a sudden, they drop the influencers. Your feed is being filled with influencers, celebrities, politicians telling you to roll up your sleeves and take the Erica. Just take it. Take the Erica. Got Nicki Minaj.
Uh-oh.
Got JD Vance up there lecturing you. Got President Trump.
Mm-mm.
You've got Ben Shapiro. Take the Erica dopes.
Mm-mm.
But something in your gut is saying, this feels wrong. This feels too fast. You get a sense like they already had Erica ready somehow. Like she was
Mhm.
already in the chamber before Charlie even passed. Right?
Mm.
So look at this picture. That's the gut check.
It definitely
Now the
is.
government is starting to get a little desperate. They see there's this fracture in trust. They've got a lot of money behind this thing. They're bringing in large corporations now, and they're offering you Krispy Kreme donuts. You guys remember that? Krispy Kreme donuts for free if you get the vaccine. Free beer, free marijuana joints. This is all real. These headlines. Free Super Bowl tickets. White Castle's dessert on a stick. That's weird. That one's White Castle invites all to celebrate their vaccines with complimentary dessert on a stick. I don't even. Is White Castle doing dessert? It's gonna be free.
I
They're
don't know.
just giving you free beer, and everybody's getting involved now. If you accept the vaccine, Turning Point USA is now paying their chapter leaders to stay on board because everybody wants to quit. Suddenly, we're realizing that we're being targeted,
Huh.
and you're thinking, is this vaccine going to kill us all?
Mm.
Because it's safe and effective. Is now suddenly she's a grieving widow. We hear it over and over and over again. Everyone keeps saying it, but it doesn't ring true. And they've got the journalists, the government, the military, the Zionists, they're all in cahoots again. And
Mm-hmm.
whenever this unholy alliance begins to collude to tell you that something or someone is okay, it's because that someone and something probably isn't. Okay, is that fair? I
Hurry
feel
up
like
with
that is
this
historically
dialogue.
accurate.
So,
Happens next is a few brave people step into the fold and they begin to ask the right questions.
ooh,
Hey, why do I feel like Erica Kirk is going to kill me every time she speaks?
ooh,
Why is she dressed like an assassin?
ooh,
What's with the glitter pants?
ooh,
What exactly is she doing inside of the drapery?
mm-mm.
And then when they ask those questions, the entire ecosystem comes crashing, trying to destroy them. Because how dare you ask these sorts of questions? And then the final stage of COVID is when we begin catching our government in outright lies. That's where we are right now. We're like, hey,
Right.
government,
Mm-hmm.
you said that if I got the vaccine, I wouldn't get COVID, but I got the vaccine
And I still
and I got COVID
COVID.
twice. So
What the
what's up? And then the government, they don't like when you catch them out in lies, right? So when you catch them in something that they said, they then roll out the experts, the psychologists, the psychiatrists, to convince the public that even noticing the government lies and not just trusting them blindly is something that only a psychopath would do. Why would you not just trust us blindly? Only a narcissist would
Mm.
recognize that we, the government, are completely full of shit and making things up as we go along. Do you guys remember that? There were legitimate studies being done by psychiatrists and psychologists, um, diagnosing people who simply said, no, thank you,
to the
you're lying regarding the vaccine. Here's an example. I'm showing you a real study. You don't remember what we lived through, guys. It's
yeah.
trauma. The study is entitled The Impact of the Dark Triad Personality Traits on COVID-19 Vaccination Uptake. And
Dark trial.
here we have highlighted. We add to a deeper understanding of vaccination hesitancy by identifying what drives primary vaccination and booster uptake, as well as adherence to simple preventative
here-
measures physical distancing by investigating the role of dark triad personality traits,
Dark triad.
Machiavellianism, narcissism, psychopathy. Oh, okay. Specific individuals scoring high in psychopathy are associated with a lower likelihood of having received primary immunization. Guys, you're a psycho. If you question this,
Because
you're just a psycho. Again,
it was too fast. Y'all the ones told us that it takes 10 plus years to create a vaccine, to have it go through the trials. Ooh. Y'all told us that it was 10 years, 10 plus, give or take, on the minimum side. Y'all told us that. So I'm a little confused how y'all threw this out in 3 months. And then looking at us like, I don't know what's in it, but no, thank you. I'm good. Don't worry about it. Because then she's so right to the point to whereas it's quite disturbing to even go back and think about what we had to endure during that time when it came to things like travel, events and stuff. Oh, you gotta, because I even remember I had bought some Bad Bunny tickets. Um, if I could pull up my email and show you how much I paid for those Bad Bunny tickets, it'll be mind blowing. I can't even remember what email I used. Um, but it was like 19 and some change. Third row seats. Bad Bunny. State Farm Arena. This was back in 2021. Was it 2021? 2022, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I think it had to be 2022. August of 2022, Bad Bunny was coming to State Farm Arena. And it was like 19 and some change for those tickets. And lo and behold, they was spewing that, oh, you gonna have to get and you gonna have to show your car. I was like, y'all should have said that shit before I spent my money on these tickets. That was just so crazy. Ooh, I hate to think about that time period.
this is exactly where we are at in the Erica Kirk story.
Right.
It's like facelift.
And that's so true. Like, this is really what we at when you think about it. Like, man, this shit crazy. Is she crazy?
To see evidence, noticing they have told us lies,
Right.
and we're now getting diagnosed.
Mm-hmm.
And I just have to tee that up because I'm so amazed, jaw on the floor at what took place over the weekend. Okay, so back was obviously we
Right.
broke the story. We've been keeping the countdown here.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I realized something was not right with this video,
Right.
right, Erica Kirk carefully described to Megyn Kelly. Right, she sat down with Megyn Kelly, talked about
Right.
Charlie Kirk. Look at the
Late.
tears in her eye. She had many tears. She saw this video 3 weeks before he died. Charlie Kirk was in Aspen with some donors. And he said, if anything ever happens to me, if I die in 3 weeks, make Erica, my wife, the CEO and chairman of the company.
Mm-hmm.
Right. We broke the story that that video is likely not authentic. People with direct knowledge tell me that, yes, certainly a question was asked. The answer which Charlie gave was simply that he trusted his lieutenants at the company to figure things out in the event of his absence. His mind just was not there. So this would imply that Turning Point USA used AI tools to add a sentence that Charlie never said, handing the reins over, handing the reins of his company over to his wife. That was what that would have accomplished, right? Well, the scandal is now growing because after 46 long days and long nights of us asking Turning Point USA, specifically of us asking Blakey Neff to just release the footage, very easy ask, by the way. Remember, they already released the audio. It was them. They told the story. They released the audio. No one said, hey, Make
Right.
that your walkout music, Erica.
Right.
You want some audio of Charlie naming you the CEO.
Right. Y'all did that.
You released the audio, so
And
it's
now
not exactly a major ask to simply release the
the
video
video.
component alongside with it,
I don't
right?
think so.
But no, 46 days, here we are. And they're feeling the pressure. So we're not going to let up on this. This is huge. Right? This could be, if we are correct and this was AI,
Uh-oh.
and they thought through this, we could be looking at a motive.
Mm.
Plain and simple. We at
Mm.
least understand how positively deranged his wife is. Plain and simple. So what did they do? They instead decided the next right step was to show the footage exclusively
Right.
via a
To
private
yeah,
screening, a secret private screening
heard about it.
to some journalists over at the Daily Mail. And this journalist, Charlie Spearing, look, no, not calling him out for anything. He probably just tried to verify the video, but he wrote an article. It says exclusive bombshell secret video of Charlie Kirk naming his true Turning Point successor days before the assassination. And so people thought the video must have been embedded in here. Of course, it was not. The article is behind a paywall. People were upset they paid because they thought that we were going to see this video. What they actually got was essentially the claim that the scandal could now be put to rest because just trust the journalists have seen the footage. They describe how the journalists had seen the footage. Did they go on to receive a link onto Zoom and have Turning Point show them on a screen? Was it actually sent to them in a separate file? Did they fly out to Arizona for this screening? No, we don't get any information. Just trust the journalists. The quotations from this article are truly exceptional, okay? Because the first
Quotations.
point they deliver, and you can kind of see this laced in between, is why does it even matter? And this isn't coming from
Oh,
Charlie. This is coming from he's speaking to donors, people around Turning Point USA, the pastors that we trust the least who are running Turning Point USA Faith.
right.
We're like, oh my God, Charlie said it so many times. It doesn't even matter if the video exists. This is a direct quote from that article. Several Turning Point allies feel that too much attention has been focused on the video from Aspen and said it was always clear to them that Charlie had intended for Erica to lead the organization in his absence. One board member, who wished to remain anonymous, confirmed to the Daily Mail, but he was personally involved with the personal, financial, and estate couple after they were married. And during those discussions, they made clear that if anything should happen to Kirk, his wife would be responsible for the organization that he had founded. Quote, Erica knew more about Charlie's feelings and emotions and where he wanted to bring Turning Point than anybody else out there, the board member said. The board already knew that what the plan was, because they talked about it with Charlie. Everybody knew.
So drop the footage if you got it. What's with all the merry-go-rounding?
End quote. So it was just an open secret, you guys. But for whatever reason, Charlie, who was a literal boy genius, did not think to simply put this in his corporate will.
Ooh,
He had one, you know, Turning Point
ooh,
USA. They had a corporate will.
ooh, ooh,
That is what wills are for.
ooh,
you
ooh.
what you will to happen after you pass.
Mm.
So we are to believe he just kept saying this over and over again. Like if anything happens to me, I just want Erica to take over this place.
But don't put it
Take over
okay,
this place. When it came
Erica.
down to the paperwork, he just skipped that part.
Uh-uh.
Was Erica in the corporate will? Yeah. I'm told Erica actually was named, and she inherited 10 million. That may or may not be correct. I didn't get a question at Turning Point USA, but I was told this very early on from someone on the inside. So he thought about Erica when he did his will.
I'm so over this chick here, Lord. So over this chick.
For her to get paid. Maybe it wasn't 10, who knows? I'm actually almost certain it was like 10 million. But
Mm-mm.
for some reason, he didn't write that he wanted her to become the CEO. That feels like a bit of a miss. I don't buy it. It's BS. Okay. Elsewhere in the article, they explain that the reporters have seen the video, so I guess it's all good. Okay, quote, video of the Aspen Donor Conference has never been released publicly, but the Daily Mail has been given exclusive access to screen the full video, report on its contents, and speak to individuals who were in the room in Aspen that day, as secrecy around the footage has become a major point of contention for critics of Turning Point and its new CEO, Erica Kirk. Oh,
Look, I can't well, hand up.
why can't they just release the footage?
That's what I just said. I'm like, okay, y'all did the private screening. Did nobody ask y'all to do that? Daily Mail, whatever. Oh, they can write about it and, confirm, and then they could talk to people who was actually there. But other than that, I'm like, oh, what if what he
That in the
did?
article as well. The excuse that Turning Point provides for why they cannot release the footage themselves
Huh.
is because it would violate donor privacy.
Are the donors in the video, or is it just Charlie in the video?
It
Okay.
reads, quote, while the public release of the video would prove Owens's suggestions of a fraud
Owen says, what? Candace always into some
be false, some of the organization believe good faith efforts would be rejected and the video would be weaponized. And on top of those concerns, the donor who asked the succession question does not want her question and identity revealed to the public.
Uh-oh. We got a gender reveal. Okay, her. We got a little gender reveal. So it was the lady that had asked that question. Allegedly.
Sources within the organization told the Daily Mail.
Look at Candace. Look at
How's your fourth booster, guys?
ooh.
Not
uh,
hitting the same, is it? When they
Ooh.
say get the fourth booster, you're like, I don't want to. I feel like you're lying to me. So you can apparently Turning Point USA can cut the clip for Erica to walk out to, and we don't hear the donor in it,
Mm.
but they can't do that. They don't know how to do that. They don't know how to cut a clip so that we can just see Charlie answering the question.
I was like, is she in the clip or what? 'Cause we don't need you, honey. We don't care who asks. We just
We're to believe that what they don't know how to edit videos at all. Literally, what Turning Point does.
go ask Terraforms what he do.
That's the whole point of all of his speaking events and going on campuses. You're telling me they can't just black out the face of a donor or and cut out the question. This is the reason that they're
It's
not going to
always
release it.
something with them.
Concerned. Good faith question. I'm not asking you for good faith. I'm not the one who told you to roll out the sad story to Megyn Kelly and then to have it be her walkout music as she accepted the glory of taking his role at AmFest. That wasn't me. That's your terrible PR
Mm,
ideas,
mm-mm.
and you're just getting clocked on it left and right because information. People are working together, and people have come to me both within and outside the organization. We now know that you were meeting with a Hollywood AI company. What a free market organization would be doing, meeting with a Hollywood AI posthumous company.
Yeah,
We make videos posthumously. It kind of makes you think back, by the way. Do you remember when Erica, when she was on the Charlie Kirk radio show the first time back? And she was like, we have 10 years of footage that nobody's seen. She actually said speeches that nobody's seen. My producer pointed out how stupid that is.
Uh-oh.
How could there be speeches that nobody's seen? Was Charlie just like giving speeches in the mirror at home?
Oh God.
You have speeches that nobody, what do you, what, has he,
She do got a point. She do make up a point. I didn't even catch on to that. We got speeches that nobody's ever seen before. I'm like, damn, that can't be that ain't no speech.
they planning on releasing some footage that was being created by like Hollywood companies that specialize in IA? Look, I'm not say anything bad about Charlie Spearing, the author of the piece. I'm sure he's a nice guy who is also just in no manner or way equipped to understand and assess whether or not what he is looking at is AI. Because AI can be uncanny. We all know this. You can go on the internet and you can see AI videos of me and people believe that they're real. I have a French channel. You guys know how bad my French is. It's terrible. Go to my French channel, it's perfect. I speak French better than a French person. And I have to I can't even actually think through what they were expecting the response to this article to be. Like people,
Right.
oh, okay, that's it. We trust the experts. No, as you can imagine, this appeal to non-existent journalistic authority immediately backfired badly, bigly, because, like I said, the literal trust the experts narrative has collapsed. Here are just some of the tweets of people reacting to this article as video. We, this person
Why are you acting like this is a sex tape or something? You released the audio, why not the video? So odd. By the way, you lost the "we don't owe you anything" line when you enlisted a DM reporter to help dispel questions. Can't have it both ways. Erica posted a video of her kissing Charlie's dead hands, but this video crowning her the CEO is private. Shut the fuck up. The reason nobody believes this video exists is because it would have been played right after Erica posting the video of her hanging over Charlie's. Oh God.
I just responding to Blake now. Why are you all acting like this is a sex tape or something? You released the audio. Why not the video? It's so odd. BTW, you lost the whole "we don't owe you anything" line when you enlisted a Daily Mail reporter to help dispel questions. You can't have it both ways.
Hey, funny.
Tweet Erica posted a video of her kissing Charlie's dead hands, but this video crowning her the CEO is private. Shut up.
Shut the
Like, so true. Thank you, Courtney.
shut
You are
the fuck
correct.
up.
Last one. The reason nobody believes this video exists is because it would have been played right after Erica posting the video of her hanging over Charlie's dead body. Again, you guys don't get to play private now. I mean, you guys were just ringing Charlie for every single red cent you could have. We had tents up. He died under that tent. You want a selfie? That'll be $5, please. Thank you. Freedom shirts. He died in that shirt. Would you like a Freedom t-shirt? That'll be $50, please. Thank you. Merch, hats, sales, numbers. Now all of a sudden it's, well, this is private. We introduced it, but this is private. And so what happens now? Well, every time you just get caught in a lie, diagnose away, right? I called out Blake Neff. He writes this long tweet thinking that this was the booyah boy Blake over here. I like that. Booyah Blake. It's never a booyah. It's never ever a booyah when it comes to Blake. It's just, you're going to get booed, Blake. And he was like, "Oh, let me recap everything that happened with the Daily Mail reporter. He wrote this. Of course, no, the video is actually needed to prove Charlie wanted Erica to succeed him. Everyone who knew Charlie well and spent time around him knew this was the case. So the fact that he's just going to go ahead and say, no, the video is not even needed is, again, they're just now gaslighting us, right? And then he says, Candace is now screaming that the video must be made using AI, exactly as I said she would. Candace has publicly accused the Mail of lying about contacting her. So he posted a screen grab. That was actually a mix up. My PR just never forwarded the email. And like I said, I'm happy to have a conversation with a Daily Mail reporter. Again, he's always looking for a booyah. There's not one. Instead, what he got was an absolute ratio. People calling him out, as I just showed you some of these tweets, being like, no one believes you, Blake. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. And I said, the ratio here is exceptional. Like, pay attention to what people are saying. The people have spoken, Blake, and they are not on your side. Release the video and let us be the judge of who is lying about what. And Blake said, yeah, Candace, since I'm not a malignant narcissist, I don't actually care what my ratio is as long as I'm speaking the truth rather than lies. But just to play along, quote, wide is the gate and broad is the road that leads to destruction, and many enter through it. But small is the gate and narrow is the road that leads to life, and only a few find it. Well, Blake, I'm not sure which road you think you're on, buddy, but you might want to pull over and get some directions. Okay? I'm going to leave it at that. What should our takeaway be here? Boys and girls, our takeaway should be Hunter Biden was smoking crack, but what's Blake's Neff excuse, right? What is Blake's excuse? What is Andrew Colbett's excuse? What is Erica Kirk's excuse for this buffoonery? Because that's what it is. It is buffoonery. How much longer can this go on before they stop, right? For COVID, it took years before they finally admitted that the vaccines were not safe and effective. It's
Mm,
going to be years before they acknowledge that the Grieving Widow Act has failed terribly.
mm.
I don't know. We'll be right back after a quick break.
I'm glad she gave me a little commercial break. Let me get some water. I don't know what be going on over there, Turning Point USA, Lord. I didn't even know what was going on over there, when Charlie was over there. So I definitely can't just sit here and act like I'm all concerned. I'm just concerned, for Candace. She the one be having me just look at how creamy that is. Oh my goodness. It is so creamy. Just over here because Candace is over here. She the one be having me all in other people business. Care nothing about this video. I mean, I am now. Y'all the one said that y'all got it. I didn't even see AM Fest. I don't know what was going on at AM Fest. Oh my goodness. She be weighing me out. This all happened over the weekend. And so now, well, we had like a little private screening and stuff. And so, we showed them, but we ain't finna show it to the public. They is just not gonna let it go over there on X. Wait, so you, you got videos all in the dead casket, but we can't. Okay, all right. Well, I mean, I understand. I really do. I sympathize with her. To be quite honest, I don't know what is going on with this Erica Kirk character, because it's really a character at this point. I mean, she's always been a character. It seems to me, allegedly, but now she is full blown. I'm trying to think of somebody who it was when they first came out. When they first started, I think of
How long for
somebody.
you? For
Yeah, but um, I think of
okay, so
somebody.
Operation Warp Widow. That's what we're calling it. It's
Okay.
Erica Kirk.
Well,
And last week we broke another huge story. It should
which
be everywhere. It should be everywhere, but it's not.
which one?
Because the institution is behind this girl.
Oh, White
Right.
House Correspondents' Dinner.
After the quote unquote shooting happened at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, this
Bingo.
email went out, the
Here we go.
language of the email
Here we
regarding
go.
how they wanted Erica Kirk's I Want to Go Home video
Right.
to be boosted.
And so they said it was an hour. They sent the email out an hour after the video was released. And so they planned the video. They, okay, I want you to walk this way, past this person when you see them, say these words, and then boom, we're going to get that footage out. And then we're going to send this email out. No, well, not before. We got to watch the engagement first of the video, and then we'll send this email out. Um, just kind of wrapping up the analytics and the algorithm and stuff like that, feedback from the algorithm and all that stuff. Um, so strange. I've never seen or heard anything just as and you gotta understand. Saturday I was live, which is so ironic. I think that was that Saturday. That was Saturday. And I logged in and it was so much going on the algorithm when I had first logged in. I'm like, wait, it was a shooting? And we was watching and then I was like, oh, I gotta be careful because of course, they'll ding you for any kind of like news um clippings and stuff. So I'm like, what's going on? And you see JD Vance getting snatched up, you see Trump falling and stumbling, and then of course you get this angle from the audience where, you know, you don't really have like this massive scramble or this massive panic. It's pretty, like spotted here and there. You have like random people looking up and seeing. You have random people with their phone out. You have this random guy sitting at the table eating, not bothered. You have people under the table. But it's like you don't hear no gunshots though. Like it was. Some people described it as like plates falling or something like that, but it definitely wasn't that no gunshot like how it was at that Charlie Kirk event. That was pretty loud. And the thing about it is, let me let it go. Just come on.
Wanted them to go out to the White House surrogates. They wanted to make sure that that video would be number one overnight when people woke up. They referred to Erica Kirk as their emotional asset. This was the emotional asset.
Not emotional.
You concerned? People are alive? Are people okay?
Yeah,
Is the White House secure?
no.
Why are we worried about PR and Erica Kirk? And so I broke this story and
Uh-oh.
interesting things happened.
Come
First,
on.
an Axios reporter by the
Who?
name of Mark Caputo,
Who?
tweeted this. He
What?
tweeted the quote, the White House military office has no knowledge of the communications alleged in this post, and they did not authorize, draft, or publish the content in question. Any attribution to them is completely false. And then he wrote White House statement. Well, that's interesting.
Uh-oh.
He then showed the alleged email he got from the White House press, and it says, just as he said, on background, the White House military office has no knowledge of the communications alleged in this post. Okay. And so
Who is him?
immediately, right out of the gate,
Who the hell is him?
call that Nikki Neff,
They
never mind.
always gotta jump the gun. They always gotta respond. Them hurt dogs gonna always holler every time.
And Graham Allen. I don't know who's more of a doofus, Graham Allen or Paramount Tactical. It's tough.
Not doofy.
But they were so excited they tried to push this Axios report.
Yeah.
And let's listen to what they said.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, well, the thing I went after the most is anytime Candace has any kind of evidence of any kind, all watermarks are removed, all email names are removed, and what I love the most is everyone who is correspondence dinner. And this is no disrespect
Who's that?
to you or Erica Kirk in any way,
Uh-oh.
but you guys were plotting and controlling the whole event, according to Candace Owens. So you've got the president there,
She never said that. I don't know what the hell y'all talking about.
vice president, secretary of state, secretary of war, the whole line of secession for the presidency. But it was you guys who were running and pulling the strings to
Stop putting words in people's mouth. I don't even know who the hell Graham Allen is. Let me. I didn't do that when I first started. Excuse me.
to hoax this entire thing. And what
The
I
hoax is you making up shit.
more than anything else was Candace going on this because this is what she does. She says something, people listen. Not very smart people listen, but people do.
The devil is a lie. Hold on now. Wait a minute. Hold on. Settle down now. I personally just got offended. Oh my God. Did I do that? Wait a second. It took me a minute. Hold on. Wait, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean let me check yours and make sure. I had like cream on my hand. I was trying to wipe it off. I was trying to wipe the glasses off, and it was, as you can see, so much going on. I have ADHD, Lord. You have to pray for us live streamers, honey, because ADHD is very serious. Trying to, you know, and not sit here and like be fidgeting with stuff, touching stuff, wiping stuff, moving stuff, doing stuff. Because you have to find something to do while you're here. I don't necessarily have to sit here and look at the screen. Like, I feel like that lady, I can't remember whose trial that was. I can't remember. It was a trial. Oh, remember the guy who drove down somewhere in Florida? Um, and he had, I think, I don't don't quote me on it. I watch a lot of true crime videos, but it was remember we watched it together um with Kevin. I was live when I watched it. You remember the guy whose mom had told him, the baby mama, he said that she had gave him maybe gonorrhea, maybe chlamydia. It was one of them STDs that you could pop a pill and take a shot and it's done. It ain't really like that big of a deal. If you ask me. But remember he had drove down there in Florida somewhere at the Home Depot, right? Remember the lady who was on the jury and um she had got in trouble because she was doing that crossword puzzle. That's how I feel. I'm like, child, I could get me some Sudoku or something. Man, goodness, it just be hard trying to sit here doing nothing.
And then where's the evidence? Oh, well, the evidence, something happened and now we don't have it. But what I'll do is I will retype the most pertinent information. So the screenshot that she put up there about this whole conspiracy to boost Erica's, as she calls it, the I want to go home video.
Uh-huh.
Even in her description, she says, this is not the email. I retyped what I viewed to be the most important points of all.
And that was the most smartest, genius thing that you could have thought to do. Because we were like, oh, we want to see the email. But then remember how she was saying, as far as like they put little special things into the email because it's government. Um, and so they put like special things to identify like that's the email that but
This. And then I commented and I said, this is the most made up thing I've ever seen in my life. And then she never provides any type of truth, any type of anything in that regard. And so I really hope the White House does respond. I would love nothing.
Well, they did. They
oh,
did, Graham. Actually, so I
look,
think we
Missed it. I missed it.
we
You
have their
promised
response.
Show
It's
it
very
to
funny.
me.
The White House military
Show me.
office has no knowledge of the communications alleged in this post, and they did not authorize, draft, or publish the content in question. Any attribution to them is completely false.
Completely false. Wow.
White House.
Wow. Love it. Love
Yeah.
it. Love it. Love it.
That was from.
And here's what Candace will say.
All right, dumb and dumberer. We get it. So this is interesting because instantly, if you just can cut through all of this PR nonsense, first thing I say is, why are you guys pretending you have to rely on Axios reporter?
oh,
You're like boys with Cash Patel. You got VP Vance on the road with Erica Kirk. You guys are on a first name text basis. Okay, you didn't have to go through or check an Axios reporter to know whether or not the story was true. And if it wasn't true, let's be honest, it's Candace Owens. Wall to wall coverage. Candace Owens got hoaxed. It fell for a hoax. Somebody pretended this email wasn't real. This lets you know something's real, right? Andrew
Mm.
Kovacs on the case, and they're giddy about some Axios reporters tweet, not doing any due diligence on their own when they have the ability to. So I said, okay, let's play a game. I'm going to
Right.
the White House. First off, just to confirm, which I didn't think the Axios reporter was lying, but I just, had my producer email the White House and ask, did this email go out from the White House military office? And they instantly came back. When I say instantly, I want to be clear. They came back in 4.5 minutes. Okay.
Dang.
4.5 minutes. They instantly replied, exact same language.
Oh,
Want to go back to that?
okay. So it was like an automated. Anybody who, inquires about it, we just send an automated. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. The automatic, hey, we out of the office, so it's the holidays. Okay.
News. The White House military
Verbatim.
office has no recollection of this email. Or actually, let me be very precise here so as not to put words. Here is the White House military office has no knowledge of the communications alleged in this post, and they did not authorize, draft, or publish the content in question. Any attributions to them is completely false. Now, I'm a pretty confident person. I do my due diligence. I knew the email was real. So I said, what am I missing here? Wow, that's an oddly specific response.
Yeah.
Very specific.
we didn't authorize. Oh, publish. Oh, you're
Hold
giving
on for a
yourself
second.
away. Look, think about the words that they're using. Look, you didn't gave yourself away already now.
White House Military Office
Oh, that's number one.
has no knowledge.
Ah,
The attribution to them is completely false.
mm-hmm.
Feels like
Bingo.
PR maneuvering. Did
Uh-huh.
I get the sender wrong? And I said, well, it's certainly possible because it was a distribution email that sent it.
Sure.
It was a distribution list,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what you see in the sender, and then you can see who it went to. So it's
Ah,
entirely plausible that the White House Military Office did not send the email.
gotcha.
So I decided to instantly go back to them. So glad they answered quickly. Here's what we wrote back.
This is the perfect paragraph.
Thank you for the prompt response. Attribution aside, are you claiming that an email was not sent or received at all on the evening of April 25th with Stephen Chong, Richard Smalley, Smale, whatever, Ryan, whoever that is, carbon copied with the below language?
I wrote back,
For extra clarity, are you saying the email does not exist and was not sent or received by this administration?
thank you for the prompt response. Attribution aside, are you claiming that an email was not
He just CC'd some people in this mug and everything.
sent
This
or
is
received
funny.
at all the evening of April 25th with Stephen Chong, Richard Smalley, and Ryan Rippian, carbon copied with the below language in part.
Mm-hmm.
Addendum, Erica Kirk video clip of Erica Kirk leaving the ballroom area and stating, I just want to go home is driving the highest organic engagement of all incident related content across platforms. Our current digital assessment, strongest emotional response, high cross ideological circulation, elevated repost, you get it. And then I wrote at the bottom here, for extra clarity, are you saying the
Right.
email does not exist and was not sent or received
Right.
by this administration?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you again, Candace Owens. And would you know, I've been
Uh-oh.
ghosted since.
Yep, of course.
The devil's in the details, you guys.
Mhm.
Devil is always in the details. And of course, the White House Military Office, it looks like, did not send that email.
Bingo.
No more than Clinton had sexual relations with that female.
Monica Lewinsky.
But this email,
Of
it was
course.
received. Any journalist could simply ask that question, make it more broad, because I really think that they're telling the truth, and the White House Military Office did not send it. Somebody on their distribution list, maybe it was a journalist that was operating it who had access to it, to the distribution list. I don't know how the inner workings of who controls the email is, but I know that the email got sent, that the parties that I mentioned were true. To be clear, I also CC'd Richard Smalley, I CC'd Ryan Rippian for good measure. I CC'd the White House press office. I added more people to that second email so that there's no confusion about what I'm talking about. Is the email real? Yes or no?
Nobody.
I'm ghosted. I think I wouldn't be clever enough to see through PR. Come on, man. Come on. Worst PR ever. You said White House military office too many times. That was the tell. Just so you guys know, so you can edit for next time.
Mm.
So we'll keep pushing on that too. We will keep pushing on that because it feels like something. Feels like it could be the thread. The whole tapestry just begins to come undone. Was it stage? Well, certainly the PR after seems to have been a little bit. We'll find out. Speaking of bad publicity, Paramount Not So Tactical, apparently, I was not aware of this, is being paid or was paid in a large lump sum by the Department of Defense, dated 14 days after Charlie Kirk's assassination. Would you know? How weird that Brian Harpole chooses this obscure YouTuber to give an interview to. We were all going, that's kind of weird, right? And then all of a sudden, Turning Point USA is just platforming him, giving him alibis. I'm actual friend of Charlie Kirk asking, hey man, what's going on here? They're sliding him kids that are not Erica's to a guy that doesn't even understand what an alibi is. He's like, why does it matter if it's her kids? Why does it matter if she's in the photo? It's her alibi, isn't it? Well, I don't want to explain that to you, Gary, because this is not a preschool. Okay, you need to understand by yourself why that alibi doesn't work if we don't if they're not Erica's kids. I want you to get there by yourself, Gary. Anyway, the receipts are here. On September 24th, 2025, he received $39,000 for individual equipment. And then on September 29th, 5 days later, he received $151,000 for night vision equipment. That seems weird. Does that seem weird to you? The Department of Defense decided to just give him that sort of money because we went to his website and maybe I'm missing something. I'm not a military guy. In fact, people like Gary kind of scare me. Like dumb people with guns, not a great thing. When you go on his website, he doesn't make his own gear. So you would think that if the Department of Defense needed night vision goggles, they'd go to someone who makes them, the actual manufacturer. You get a better price if you did that, rather than going to a third site run by an idiot named Gary Melton to buy the equipment. That seems weird. The timing's weird. It's suspicious. It is what it is. I just thought that I would let you guys know that that's been going around, and we fact checked it, and it is true. So there's a lot of that going around. Remember our decoy boy number 2, his dad too got a massive contract with the Department of Defense. Built app, massive contract, right leading up to Charlie's death. Fascinating. Anyway, lastly, to leave you guys on a very happy note, I'm happy today in general, but this fan of mine, a small fan of mine, apparently really loves the midget horse, and she was pestering her mother to bring back up the midget horse that Ben Shapiro rides around Nashville on. And I'm going to show you this video because it's positively adorable. Take a look at this.
What did you just say?
Can you go to that part where the person down their face like this?
Oh. Are you talking about that guy right there? Ben Shapiro?
Not her with Candace on
Wait,
Paul.
first,
Yeah.
this girl nailed it. Can we show you this side by side right now?
Look, yeah.
Come on. So we are going to send this girl, we're going to figure out who this is and send her some kit because we all love a midget horse, even if it's being overworked by a temperamental little man on top of it. But it just totally made my day when I saw that. I was like, she is positively adorable. So if she's watching, and I'm sure she is, we can't get you a midget horse, but we can absolutely send you some kit. So we're going to do that. All right, you guys will take a brief break and then I will read some comments.
No, they got to get their commercial in first.
All right, you guys, top comments from last Thursday's episode. Jean Michel writes, a
Ooh.
rebrand is needed because they are not data centers. They are surveillance centers. And
Mhm.
I totally agree with you. It just doesn't make sense to me that this is for AI or for Chat GPT. That it seems to be the pretense. And they, I think Kevin O'Leary was actually quite honest with Tucker about what they're trying to achieve. We want to be China. We want to surveil you. Navy B writes, truth becomes treason in an empire of lies. That is a quote from Dr. Ron Paul. That is correct. We are all being treated as though we are treasonous for not accepting all of the lies of this empire, but persist we must. A lot of us have children. We don't want them to grow up in the society that we can all see so forthcoming. Michael Jester, this is from today's episode, writes, they are literally so stupid. Only strategy they have is out of the narcissist's handbook, smear campaigns, using DARVO tactics. For those of you that don't know, that stands for deny, attack, and then reverse the victim and the offender for damage control instead of thinking ahead to pull off this murder. But the paper trails galore, zero brain cells there. Idiots, thank goodness, do better. Ali writes, the excuse for her being CEO was, quote, to honor her husband's legacy. If I wanted to dishonor his legacy, I would sit down with Barry Weiss and affirm his support for Israel after he was sick of their bullying and abandoned them and play dumb on Iran. Don't you go thinking, Ali. Don't you go thinking. We don't need you thinking. There, we have experts over at the Daily Mail that are better suited to explain to you why it's cool to reverse course and everything that Charlie wanted and to pretend that you don't know what his position was on war in the Middle East because he's not here. And to also wipe away his legacy by deleting the old catalog of all of the footage of Charlie speaking on college campuses. It seems very odd if you want to honor his legacy to sort of make him go away. Violet Ragdoll writes, the way Turning Point USA has done a complete 180 of Charlie Kirk's values and where he was taking the organization while gaslighting the public for calling them out on it and continuing to double down is derangement syndrome. Yes. And thinking that it's going to go away. That's why I'm using this analogy of COVID because it didn't stop. More and more people just woke up to it. And that's where we're at right now. We're up against the same organs. We've got the media, we've got the government, we've got the military, and they're all colluding and trying to tell us that we are the crazy ones, that we are the psychos. But obviously they are the psychos. It's so clear. They're like trying to normalize things that are just so abundantly abnormal. 6 days after your husband's assassinated, the emojis. The emojis. That's what it took to turn your frown upside down. They're cute emojis. Like you've never done a chat before and seen emojis. Like, I mean, just very odd behavior that the public is not going to forget. So what is your next move? What is your next move? We don't accept the booster. We don't accept Erica Kirk. Is this the best you got? Blakey Neff? Blakey Fakey Neff? I don't think so. I don't think it's gonna work. Truth Prevail writes, everyone hating right now everyone hating right now for you interviewing Hunter Biden is most likely still boot-looking Trump by proxy, BB. They don't realize it's no longer right versus left. Keep going, Max Crisis King. I love a trailer that causes a meltdown. You guys know that. I'm immature in that way. I love it. I love the screams and people going, "How dare you? How dare you speak to someone I love?" I will speak to whoever I want. Nobody puts me in a box. And like I said, I think the interview is going to be explosive and it's going to change some lives, certainly going to change some perspectives. Obviously, the surface view that some people are taking is, look, she's a Democrat. Maybe you guys didn't hear me when I said I'm done voting until the Charlie Kirk assassination is solved because it is deep, deep, deep rooted betrayal by the Trump administration, Eric, by Don, by by the people he was friends with, by Cash Patel, by JD Vance, all of them. So I don't work for them. I I'm not going to keep doing the same thing and expecting different results.
Ooh.
Olivera Cirillo writes, our girl is break the internet. Let's go, Candace. Love from Sydney, Australia.
Ooh.
Oh, someday I will not be banned. We'll be able to visit Australia. The day
Right.
is not today.
Right.
Thank you for your support anyway. Melissa
Right.
writes, I got Magic Mountain tickets and a $50 Visa card for my COVID shots, and I still got COVID, but not as bad as most. You got Magic Mountain tickets? That's actually pretty cool. Is that still going around? A deal still? Maybe I'll roll up my sleeve and get the vaccine. Would you get the Erica though for Magic Mountain tickets and $50 Visa card, or would you want a little more? What could they offer you to take the Erica? You thought about that? I never thought about that until right now. What could they? Because everybody has a price, right? Like to roll up, they Six Flags tickets. Is it Disney World tickets?
Six Flags. Georgia Six Flags. I ain't been to Six Flags, child. It's been about 20 years. It's been about 20 for me. I ain't been to no Six Flags, honey. Um, that dang on Goliath, honey, is crazy. I was spazzing out on that doggone Goliath. It just kept going up and up and up and up and up. And I think this was like maybe a year it had just came out. It just kept going up and kept going up and it just wouldn't stop. Like, it just wouldn't stop. I'm like, hey man, all right, we get it, bro. Like, what is going on? It's the scariest ride I've ever been on. So I couldn't even imagine how that slingshot feel. Cause she was just trucking, trucking. I'm like, man, if this mud don't stop, like for real.
Coon tickets, overseas European tour. For me, I feel like if they just like let me see his phone and her phone and drop that video, I could get there. If you let me see the video of Charlie appointing her as CEO, I will roll up my sleeve and I will take the Erica. And you know what? Sprinkle some Krispy Kreme donuts too. I want the Krispy Kreme donut.
Krispy Kreme donuts are so damn dangerous. They have nothing on Publix donuts. Quote me on that, okay? Like, I just don't like donuts. Like, don't get me wrong, Krispy Kreme have a really great donuts. It's really soft, especially when you get them like hot. Really soft. The problem is they just have like way too much icing on them. I just can't. Like, I like bread, good bread, like Publix donuts. For some reason, I just can't do Krispy Kreme.
Most back. Guys, we are being ruled by maniacs. I still can't believe we lived through that. A trip down memory lane.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I don't know why you keep breaking that shit up because I don't even want to think about that. I really don't want to think about it. I hate thinking about it now that you even brought it up because you have to think about it, and it just wasn't like a good time, because they was like really coercing people to get that doggone vaccine. That was the scariest part about it. They were really coercing people, like I said, with the whole bad. And I did not go see Bad Bunny. I'm gonna just go and let you know that right now. I'm like, I wish I would have been able to get a refund for it, for the ticket, because I'm like, what in the world? That's crazy. Like, they was really like coercing people. You can show, you can, what? And then all of a sudden, I don't know, they're just like, they just silently just let it go. Don't worry about it. It's so, because they were telling people for jobs they had to get it. People was losing their jobs for these man. It was terrifying. It definitely was terrifying. She was up 500,000. He got a update. Let me see what's going on with Truthful Reality. Let me see. Let me go ahead and tap in and get myself a thumbs up. Thumbs. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 That was me. Um, Now I do need to go, but I'm gonna get back to you. Just give me a second. What's the day? Oh, today Monday. Okay, I thought Josh had dropped. Um, if you support, God damn it, I should have went back. Damn, it's free base. Should I talk of it? What does he have to say? Hold on, let me see.
I want to start this video by explaining what's going on with the channel and why you haven't seen any new content. This story begins on April 27th of 2026. That's the day that I woke up out of my sleep. I checked my email, and this is what I received. Let me
Team of policy specialists reviewed your channel. We found some of the content on your channel is not in line with our YouTube part
explain. This system is
policy.
designed to take down the AI channels, channels that mass produce content and it's not human made.
As of today, your channel is not eligible to monetize and you will not have access to
AI channels, channels that mass produce content and it's not
text monetization tools and features.
due to all of my titles being titled The Story of, followed by the victim's name. My channel was hit too. So I think to myself, no big deal.
Right.
I'll submit an appeal, they'll look at my channel, and they'll quickly realize that I write, produce, narrate, and research everything on my own.
After reviewing your channel using a combination of automated systems and human reviewers, we found that it does not follow YouTube's channel monetization policy. Reviewer feedback. Inauthentic content.
The appeal
Inauthentic.
system is also ran by an AI bot. Since contacting YouTube, I have received nothing but the same automated responses over and over. I have never had a problem with my YouTube channel. And the one time that I actually need to reach out and reach a human, I'm getting nothing but robots. So I need you guys to help me out because apparently the only platform that they listen to their creators on is X, or formerly known as Twitter. My channel handle is Truth for Reality X. Again, that's Truth for Reality X. I need you guys to go over to X and retweet my post and also voice your opinion. Let them know that I'm a human creator. I'm not AI and I'm not mass produced. This will trigger YouTube to give my channel a human review and reinstate the monetization. If you've been following this channel since the beginning, you know that I've been doing this for years.
Right.
And I've been doing it so long that YouTube is, in fact, my full time job. I
Mm.
do want to make this clear. When it comes to my channel and telling the stories, money isn't everything.
Sure.
There's a lot of things that happen behind the scenes that you guys don't know anything about. I turn down thousands of dollars in sponsorships a month. I've always wanted to keep the integrity of my videos, so I'm not going to stop halfway to try and sell you a product or
Sure.
a t-shirt. That's just not my way of doing things.
Mm.
Every month I receive offers, and every month they're ignored.
Mm.
I never wanted to be the channel to be money driven.
Look at Tristan. Oh my God. Hey, girl. Look at Tristan. Don't get me crying, girl. Don't get me crying. Oh my goodness.
This is always
Oh
been
my
about
goodness.
protecting the family. That's how I wanted it
And
to.
I will admit, a lot of his content is because he was initially subscribed onto this channel. I don't watch him on this particular channel. I watch him on my main channel. And so listen,
Again,
that red line
that's
is right.
I even turned down money for interviews. You've noticed you've never seen me on another channel doing an interview. It's
Oh.
not that I've not been asked, it's that I've always turned it down. Because again, this channel has never been about me. But I guess the world has a funny way of working
Mm.
because now it kind of is about me.
Mm.
It's about the channel in itself. What YouTube has done is, I have no words for it.
Right.
I'm not the only channel that has been affected.
Oh.
I have seen countless channels demonetized for inauthentic content. Now, to
Mm.
be fair, most of those channels they actually fall under that category. But there are a few channels like mine and others that were affected, and we don't. But that's not the end of it. When YouTube decides they're going to demonetize your channel, they take your earnings. So everything I earned from April was taken. I'm not going to receive it this month. They're essentially going to take the money I earned and keep it. That is, unless I can get this decision overturned. So again, head to Twitter, retweet my post, and voice your opinions. Let them know
Denson.
again
Denson
that
Hill.
I create my own content, and you, as my subscribers, can vouch for that. If you're a subscriber and you've been here for a while, you know that I have never asked anyone for anything.
Right.
But at this time, I have started a GoFundMe.
Oh,
The
okay.
GoFundMe is set up to support the channel.
Sure.
Now, I don't know how this
Nice.
is going to end. Most of that money is probably going to go towards legal action
Uh-oh.
because, again, I was mistakenly demonetized
Uh-oh.
by an AI system. If you
Mm.
donate to the cause, I want you to know right now it's greatly appreciated.
For sure.
It isn't mandatory, and no one can force anyone to do anything.
Okay.
It's simply something that I'm setting up if you want to support. If you do, thank you.
Right.
If you don't, you're still appreciated for your support on the channel alone.
Right.
But I want to reiterate once again that the greatest support that you can give right now
Is
is heading over to Twitter and retweeting my post. And
I
while
was gonna
you're
say
reposting
Twitch.
it, at the end of your post, put at Team YouTube and at YouTube itself. Again, if they get enough, they'll check into it. I want to close this out by saying once again, thank you.
Man, I ain't been over there on X in a minute. Oh, it'd be so. I'm just not an Xer. Like it just. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
For your support. And that's in general.
Let me go get Cole. Hold on. He's up. Let me go get my juicy. Let me go get juicy. What's my roll? Oh, one. But let me close up. Okay, 12 o'clock on the money. I had washed my robe and I had put my robe on. But stop talking, you got your mic on. I'll be forgetting. Is he done? He wrapping it up.
over the years. Because without the subscribers, the YouTube channel is nothing.
Mm-hmm.
We grew this channel together,
Amen.
and now it's time to stand together.
Oh,
In the top of the comment section, you will see a pinned post. In this post, I will share the link to the X post as well as the link to the GoFundMe. Whenever you get time, please go to Twitter and share the post. Thank you for your support and thank you for your time.
might have to go on over there. Was wondering what was going on. Come on, 5 hours.
You're using is free hotels for immigrants in New York.
But Sean,
Free healthcare.
Sean,
Free this.
I don't.
Free this. Like,
But
fuck, man, like we that's real pain for this fucking country.
I got.
You know what I mean?
If that's the dichotomy that you're presented with, okay. But again, I'll say this. You know what? That's your algorithm, man.
Mm.
Okay. Because here's the deal: is that no one that I know of, okay, that would say that they're a Democrat. I don't even know if I'm a Democrat anymore. I don't know if I'm a part of any political because it's just like, pox on my houses, in my opinion. But not that you shouldn't engage in the political process. It's like, I'm just talking about the parties. I think it's like imperative that we don't give up on politics as a solution. We got it. Because what's the alternative?
Mm.
I mean, truly, if the politics and process aren't a solution to our problems, that the only solution to is who wins. It is zero sum game. Who wins? Guns and that violence that you talked about. But if you think that, and again, I don't want to make all this about political. About I know that the people that you brought through here really, really care about the issues that you just talked about. If I care about them, I know I know 100% he did about veterans, about what's happening at the VA, about the addiction problem, about the suicide rate among veterans. I'm absolutely certain that he did, and so that's why he did PACT. That's why he did a whole host of other things as it relates to veterans. But I'm not going to see. I don't want to get into my dad's policy prescriptions because then everybody just like turns off.
Yeah.
But I can say this: is that nobody right now is in any way making even remotely a credible argument that if we, uh, you know, uh, uh, if we stop giving immigrants free hotel rooms, then we'd be able to prioritize veterans instead. Like, what a bunch of bullshit. Like, of course that's what you prioritize.
Yeah.
Of course that's what you do. And not only that, is that, okay, let's agree with this. The system is fucking broken. Completely broken. So let's get together and do a bipartisan legislation as it relates to it. And let's get the most conservative senator in the United States, one of the most conservative senators in the United States, to come up with a plan that his caucus will accept and that he can sell to the Democrats. And let's create a piece of legislation that sitting president will sign into law that will at least begin to address some of these problems, some of the inequities on both sides that are occurring. And what do we do? James Inhofe did that. Republican Party in the United States Senate did that. They got an agreement with the Republicans in Congress and the House side that they would vote for the legislation. And then Donald Trump stepped in 6 months before the election and told them that he was going to primary every single one of them that voted for that. Because we're addicted to the problem. And the people, when you say you turn on the TV and what you see is a sea of disinformation, some of it real, about the bullshit, over abundance of resources that immigrants are taking out of the United States. And what do I see when I turn on my TV or open up my phone? I see the exact opposite. And so we're both addicted to the problem, and nobody's talking about the solution. And there's not somebody in politics right now that is, I think there are some people, but I don't think that we should expect somebody to come in and save us.
I don't either. I'll be honest with you, I fucking have given up.
Yeah.
Like I
But here's my problem. My problem is, and I guess this goes to the reason why when you said you're surprised that I listen, I'm surprised that I'm not surprised. I understand where you're coming from on that. Is this? Is don't you think I want to?
Sorry?
I said, don't you think I want to figure out a
Yeah.
solution to the
I
immigration
think
issue?
a lot of people do.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Don't you think Gavin Newsom wants to figure out? Now I I assume that anybody that's running for president, if they could fix the immigration issue, would try to fix the immigration issue, right? Because we need immigration. We need a vibrant immigration, but we don't want immigrants that are coming here illegally, draining us of resources, and also and being prioritized above people that are actual literal heroes.
Uh-huh.
They're coming home that are still recovering from 20 years of endless war, or anybody else in our society, right?
Mhm.
But everybody's talking past each other.
Yeah.
I couldn't even log in to X. I had to come over here and download the app. So it'd be so damn irritated. But I am able to go live. That's I gotta go over here and download Gmail to get this authorization code. I'm like, oh my God. We're on a commercial.
There's over $2.5 billion, including over $880 million in canceled subscriptions.
And then
Their
who else
members
was
save
on
up to
yesterday?
$703. It's making a real difference in my budget, and it can in yours too. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals
Yep.
faster with Rocket Money.
Get
Go to
myself a
rocketmoney.com today. That's rocketmoney.com/SRS. Rocketmoney.com/SRS.
okay.
I mean, when you talk about nobody's coming to save us, there is no Christ-like figure coming, but then you also say we can't totally abandon politics as a way to fix the problem. I think that's what you said.
Yeah, I know. And I mean, I realize that it is a oxymoronical, I guess, right? So but I'm trying to figure it out. And the only thing that I can think of is conversations like this. And not that I'm in any way important, but I really think that some people that have skin in the game, whether by any virtue of what they're doing in terms of their professional life or their political aspirations, or that have been thrust into it, whether they chose to or not, me, have an obligation to say, I find that that I have more in common. I'm positive that I have more in common with Sean Ryan, who's considered by whoever incorrectly as a MAGA influencer than I do, than I don't have in common with them.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. I think that.
I think I just fucked you over. I think there's a chance on the edit that you're going to want to take that part out. But no, but I'm being serious. Is it?
I think we all have a lot more in common with each other than we don't.
Yeah.
And so I'm 100% with you on that. And but you got to have a conversation to find out the answer, and people aren't doing that. So,
Yeah.
But well, Hunter, I want to do a life expose on you, and starting from birth all the way to now. And obviously there'll be some tough questions, but I think we will hit every array of emotions out there. I think we'll get some laughs, some sadness, some happiness, some anger, and I think it's going to make a great interview. So once again, I just want to say thank you for coming. I've really been looking forward to this. So, but in other news, if you see my beef with Dan Crenshaw, he's going to sue me, Hunter. He's going to sue me.
Sorry, Cody.
But you're a Yale educated attorney.
Yeah.
Can you give us a legal analysis breakdown of the Dan Crenshaw lawsuit against Sean Ryan?
Well, technically, I've been disbarred, so I have to say that. Say that it's very technically. I mean, I've been disbarred. So, look, to be serious about it, is it like what are you even talking about? I followed this, and it's the same. I don't know whether that these people that are become so high on their own supply um, uh, think and the people that like are like the sucker fishes that attach to them, like these lawyers, think that in any way that sending you a bullshit letter, demand letter, was going to do anything but make you say, "Fucking try me." I mean, what the hell, man? I mean, look, there's a bunch of things that you could do. Like number one, it seems to me that you potentially could sue him right now.
Really?
Yes, and that's, for instance, that's what Michael Wolff did with the first lady. Is that she continued to threaten him and continue to threaten him like they threatened me, and my response to that was, bring it on. Like you want to go through a discovery process with me in which I get to depose you, the president, every person that you were associated with while you were friends with Jeffrey Epstein. Like you want to do that, then I'm willing to do that. I'm going to need a GoFundMe to, but you know what I mean. But I'm willing to do that. And I never heard from them again. Okay, and I didn't say anything that Michael Wolff did, but they continued to send Michael Wolff letters. Whatever you think about Michael Wolff, is that Michael Wolff basically said um, uh, is that threatening someone with a lawsuit that is engaged in protected speech, particularly when who you're speaking about is a sitting United States congressman, which basically you can say whatever the fuck you want about him, no matter what. That's America. You know what I mean? Seriously, is that it's called abuse of process and potentially tortious interference,
Oh.
meaning that he's interfering, he's attempting to interfere with your business.
I'm on X. Let me just put that out there. I had to log in to X. What was the truth for reality X, right? Let me find them, child. I had to go find it. Hold on. Just let me find him, not through me. Truth for reality. And then I think it said X, right? X. Denzen. Okay, he verified though. On YouTube, right? Verified looks good on you. Get verified maybe later. Okay. And then I think he said then what did he say? He said repost it and then let me see what I'm supposed to do. Repost and then oh jeez, wait, hold on. Um Hold on, let me see. What did he say to do? Hold on. I thought that we was able to okay, hold on. Quote. Okay. Okay, and then he said something about add Team YouTube. Team YouTube, and then he said at YouTube. Just give me a second. Let me work. Let me work. I don't even be over here like that. What's today? Monday. What's the time? Or what's the date? May 19, 2026. Current time now is 12:12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hashtag um what did he let me see what it say. Please share. Appeal if you think we made a mistake. If you think we made a mistake, send an appeal telling us why we'll review your appeal and get back to you. Okay. Hold on, let me see what's this gonna be about. May 18th. Okay. Submit one. Deep side. Just talk in the background. You good.
If you want to engage him, you could potentially.
Just give me a second. Hold on. Because I gotta look. He got me over here on X. Ah, my God. I don't even be doing all this talking. Child, not on X. That's because I used to go live over there. I won't be talking. First off, Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Secondly, hey YouTube. Hey YouTube. I guess it's real. I guess it's real when we have to ask our supporters for favors. Hashtag carry on. Okay, come on with the emojis. Come on with the emoji. You good? I
I'm
got the
not
phone.
positive
Okay.
that preemptively sue him for fucking with you, and
Oh,
and uh, and it seems to me that I saw his response, and I don't know Dan Crenshaw and anything.
I think
okay.
Dan had a bad night.
Oh, he really had a bad night, and I don't get it. Like, what? Like, if you're gonna respond after you made a threat of a lawsuit, then you file the lawsuit. If you truly believe that you want to go through the process of sitting down for a however many day deposition and going through every stock trade that you've made since you became a United States congressman, and the information that you may have received or not received as it related to the companies whose stock you're trading, along with what you said to every member of SEAL Team Six and what they said back to you when you said, "I've been talking to, my boys at Six." It's like, I'll tell you what. I don't see how any reasonable person that would receive a text like that would not think like, are you threatening me? I don't know anybody that reasonable, and I certainly know that there's not a jury in the world that wouldn't believe that. So the notion that that is unreasonable for you to come to that conclusion, or thought that maybe that's what he was trying to say, and anyway, it's just a
Anyway,
number one. You got nothing to worry about, but it may be an opportunity for you also.
That's good to hear.
It's kind of the way that I view these things.
I don't really enjoy legal warfare, but I got to be honest. This one, it's like, oh,
No, it's hard.
let's do the discovery, Dan.
Yeah.
I would love to dive into your
Yeah.
financial history as a congressman.
Yeah.
mm.
Yeah.
You know
And
what I
it's
think,
much,
Heather?
by the way, and it's much
Oh,
broader than that.
Mhm.
Okay. I had a guy that
He's also like actively threatening to kill people online.
uh-oh.
yeah.
Like he threatened to kill, or he's like, if I ever see Tucker, I'll kill him.
Saw that.
And then he said,
Yeah.
I'm not joking.
No, I know.
So why wouldn't I take? But
I don't know. See, that's the thing that I don't get is anyway, the broader picture is this license that people think that they have, particularly in Congress, to hide behind the speech and debate clause. Now, the fact of the matter is if he had been smart, he should have gone to the floor of the House, the House of Representatives, and he could have talked about you as much as he wanted to. But the idea that he would send you a private DM with that, with that kind of like oblique or direct threat, who knows?
boys at 6.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, like I don't have any um I don't have any insight into your world. Um Other than having watched you, having watched the men, I just watched that interview with Jocko and a number of others that you have interviewed, and many of which are right at the till of the hunt. But you don't come away. I come away with the impression of this: is the one thing that they care about more than anything is uh, are the bond that they have with that you guys have with each other, and like a code of loyalty that means. And I can't imagine anyone would have been too impressed with somebody saying that publicly or privately to the member, and not just go like, "Well, that is really weak sauce, man." And maybe I'm reading way too much into anything.
I think Are you familiar with Polymarket?
Only from
It's
listening
like a
to
predictive.
yeah. I mean, I literally from listening to
It's a
some of the stuff.
prediction market.
Yeah.
They only give they actually did a thing on this. They only give Dan a 9% chance that he actually sues me. So I think I mean we both battled addiction, right? I've spent many a nights where I've made shitty decisions and woken up the next morning going, oh fuck.
By the way,
I think Dan did that 2 nights in a row.
yeah. By the way, I really do too.
You know,
And so in that sense, I have a little bit of a like
you feel
maybe
bad.
somebody in his life.
Yeah,
You know, uh,
I feel bad for him too. I hope Dan can put the bottle down. I mean, he can't even do international travel right now because he's such a fucking lush.
is that true?
It's really bad. It's really bad.
No,
He's
no,
not allowed.
no,
He's
you
not allowed to.
You're sucking me into another. I can't afford it, man.
No, it's real. It's a real thing.
It's a real thing. Okay,
Maybe
before
you'll
we
get
get
the
the show.
show.
I sued a guy. Okay, Patrick Byrne, the Overstock guy. Okay, he wrote this thing and said that I was the person responsible for releasing the $8 billion in sanctioned Iranian money that was being held by the South Koreans, and I took a 10% fee for doing so, and put it in bank accounts around the world, and that was the money that was used to fund Hamas's attack on Israel on October 7th, resulting in the death of 1,400 people. You know how many things people have said about me that are like, I mean, on your show, by the way.
I'm aware.
Yeah, I know you are. Yeah, I know. And so he says this craziness, okay? And I'm like, I said to one of my lawyers, I was like, just please, can someone tell me sue this guy? And anyway, I found somebody to do it. And an incredible lawyer, Tigger Publian. And we went to, and he said, I'm going to get him and I'm going to go after him. And this is Byrne. He goes on all these shows and he says he has tapes and he has the FBI informant and he has the former DEA agent and he's got the Iranian spy who he's going to bring in. He doesn't even show up to the trial. He refuses to come to trial.
Are you
He fires
serious?
all his lawyers the day before we're supposed to begin picking a jury. He doesn't produce anything. Okay, he literally doesn't produce anything. A default judgment is filed against him, and but now I'm like 2 years into this. I mean, it's been since
Are you serious?
2 years into this, and we still don't have a full thing. And like, and the court is going to decide about punitive damages. And so, in between the time he gets the default judgment, and the court is to decide, he goes back on Alex Jones and repeats the entire thing over.
Are you
Over
serious?
again. Yeah, they just do this stuff with impunity. But the whole reason I tell this story is this: is your instinct is right. It's awful. Litigation sucks. I've been tied up in criminal and civil and in courts, and I mean, like I got I don't know, 14 $15 million in debt that I have no idea that I'm going to be able to pay off. I have I mean, millions of dollars in debt. Uh that nobody's riding to the rescue for Hunter Biden. My dad, entered the presidency as the poorest man to ever take the office, and he left the presidency not poorest. I mean, which he's fine, but like we have no generational wealth. I don't have any, despite what these guys say, like there's no billions of dollars buried underneath my dad's house in Delaware. And so, in order, what I think these people rely on is they are so they either have the money and they just hire people to go harass people through the legal process. Like Trump does that a lot. I mean, that's for real. And
I had to. I was listening to him. I mean, obviously, but I was over there on X. You just have to get on and get off. You have to be very diligent about X because you'll get to scrolling, you'll get to scrolling. That's a doom scroller there. Um, I think we can all agree to disagree for sure. But I'm just saying it's a place where you can really get caught in that scroll if you're not coming with like an intention. And so obviously there was an intention there. Hey, I he asked for a favor, and so I wanted to make sure that I was able to, you know, make good on that favor. You just never know how karma works. You never know if, you know, later on down the line, you have to ask for a favor. Hey, can y'all go over there on X and ask them to, re-review and all that good stuff. And so it's just one of those things, like I said, where you never I got it. You ask for a favor and try that karma, she be quick witted. Um yeah, about that. I don't know. He's one of those. I don't know how I got signed out. How am I still streaming but signed out? That's what I'm trying to figure out. How am I streaming but signed out? Like what are we doing right now? Cuz I'm signed out of YouTube. I don't know how, but I'm still streaming. It's like what are we doing? I'm finna get up off here because I don't want to get irritated. Like I really don't. I'm just trying to figure out how am I signed out, logged out, but still streaming. Like I'm confused. When did I get signed out? Um, in the meantime, in between time. Okay, love you. Bye. Mwah.